Traveled the world to find all the parts and pieces to put together to make the Fenek products that we have available on Epic Pants for you, and now all you have to do is travel the internet over to epicpants.com to get 50% off for the rest of the month. There's going to be a catch. I'm not going to be home until December, so all of these items are going to ship on the 1st or 2nd or 3rd of December whenever I get back and get everything boxed up. Until I get back, everything's on sale, 50% off. I want to clear up some room in here, put up some new stuff. One other thing I'll notice, though, if you are looking for something, you want a controller, grab 2, add to cart. And then once you put it in your cart, you view cart, and there's the discount. See? So just put everything in your cart and you'll get the discount. I want to talk to you about these products because I'm not very good at marketing and I don't like going through a lot of this stuff that often. So let's go through them. This is the standard issue with the 3310 sensor, which is my favorite sensor of all time. It's not the newest sensor of all time, but I love it. It's a flawless infrared sensor, which is what people call optical. Now the difference in this sensor and the one that you see over here in the 3360 with the Fenek Swift is that you can do slam tilting with this one. This one you can move quickly, but you can't raise it off the desk and slam it around. It'll glitch out. But I don't do that, so that's fine with me. And this one, it has a feel that reminds me a lot of like the retro mice, kind of like Microsoft IntelliMouse shape, roughly. And we have it in 2 different colors. And one of the things about our mice that's a little different from a lot of the mice on the market, you can actually change the RGB by holding down button combinations on the mouse. You never need to go into the software. And I made sure to do the CPI steps in a way that made a lot of sense to me. So our CPI steps on the mice are 400, 800, 1600, 24, 32, 4000, and 5000. That's it. I don't think you need more than 5000. That's my take. Next up, we have the Fenek PC game controller. And this one also is something that I was very, very particular about. I love the analog sticks on this one. Now, the analog sticks on this, to me, feel better than either a PlayStation or an Xbox controller. That includes the PS5 controller, DualShock 5, and the newest Xbox controllers. I haven't tried the Elite or whatever it is, so I don't know. But I love the way the analogs feel. The D-pad is okay, but I don't think it's that good for doing like fighting move combos, but it is good for moving around in 2D games. Otherwise, the one thing that's interesting about this controller is it works as both an X input controller or a direct input controller. So if you're someone who's using an older OS or want to use this with Windows XP, it works in direct input. If you want to use it with an old Linux system, direct input. Now, in order to change that, you have to hold the home button down for 5 seconds. So if you ever do plug it up and it's like, why is it not being recognized as an Xbox controller? Just hold down the home button for 5 seconds and it'll switch from direct input to X input. It's also wireless, which means that it's lower latency than Bluetooth, but there's a catch here as well. You need to make sure that you have line of sight with your USB device, and you have to make sure that your controller is charged, because those 2 things are very important. But the trade-off is you get lower latency. So this is something I played Hollow Knight all the way through with, and it was flawless, and it felt a lot better than Bluetooth controllers to me. So I'm picky on that too. Next up, we have the Fenek Swift. Now the Fenek Swift mouse is a very right-handed mouse. I think it's extremely comfortable, has a rubberized coating on the outside and our logo, and it also allows you to do button combinations to change the RGB, and I did the same CPI steps right there. So you can check out all the information on that, and this one is a 3360 sensor, so also a flawless sensor. Next up, our keyboard. Now this one's a membrane keyboard, but I shopped all over to make sure I found one that had a lot of feels very poppy, almost like if you were to get a super budget Topra. That's how it feels to me. But one of the reasons why I use this is because it's so much quieter than a mechanical keyboard. So I thought it would be great for streamers. And also it gets the job done, and well, for the price, I'm not gonna sell this very hard. It's gonna be too inexpensive to talk about really. But we also have different colors on here. It's not full RGB, it's 7 LED, and you change it by pressing function and then tab to cycle through those. Oh, and it's also water resistant, so if you spill your beverage on there, it'll be just fine. And next up, we have our mouse pads and desk mats. Now we got the Fenek ones, which are very subtle, as you can see there. We call them the Fenek Stealth. Several different sizes you can choose from. And then, we've got a whole bunch of different mouse pads. So all of these are on sale right now. All these are on sale for 50% off. So you can come and scroll through. Maybe you'll find something cool here. And these are, again, we didn't mess around. I went and found a high quality rubber company. I went to China myself and I found the one that I liked. And these have scored higher in independent tests than competing Razer and SteelSeries mouse pads. I'm not sure if they are better than all of them, but in the ones that were tested independently by a third party, they did score higher when it comes to tracking. So yeah, take a look at all these mouse pads. Grab 1, grab 7. I don't know, how many do you need right now? Next up, the Burning Earth logo mugs. Let's do those 50% off too. I can't give you free shipping because these things cost a little bit to ship, but yeah, we'll do this 50% off as well. Next up, any t-shirt that I have here in stock. That is anything that's been pre-printed and is on my shelf. You can scroll through. Most of these have been pre-printed and are on my shelf. Those are going to be half price as well. I'll just put those on sale. The ones that are not are the ones that are print on demand, like the Dusk shirt. It's awesome. But I don't make any money on these. Hentai shirt, Seattle shirt. You can tell the ones that have the same lighter background, those are not half price. But if they have a darker background, those are half price. You can just kind of come over and take a look at these. This is going to be half price. And again, you got to put it in your cart. So anyway, if you need something, now's a good time to get it. Don't go and buy 50 things if you don't need it. I don't need to, be your parent or whatever about this, but I don't want to entice you to buy things that you don't need that are just going to take up space on your shelf. But if you need something for a gift for somebody, or, whether it's a t-shirt or a mouse pad, I want to get them to you right at the beginning of December so you can have them by the end of the month. And that's the goal here. And the other goal is to freak out the people at the post office, because I don't think they like me. There's this guy that works at the post office, and every time I come in, he's like, "Hey." And I was like, God, this guy's just a sad human. But then I saw a girl walked in the other day, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing? You going on vacation soon or whatever?" I was like, that's weird. And then another girl came in a different day, and so I was like, oh, he just doesn't like big guys. Any girl that walks in, he's like, "Hey, how's things? Oh my God, how are you today?" So I'm going to take all this and just drop it on his lap, and you're going to help me do it. That's the real goal here. All right, everybody, have fun. EpicPants.com. No need to put in a coupon code. It'll all just happen magically in your shopping cart. I'll see you there, and I'll mail everything out when I get back. See you later.